Some people are going to feel uncomfortable when they hear me say, you are not who you were meant to be. Because if that is true, that means that a lot of what you call normal may not even be yours. Recently, news came out that the Vatican, through Pope Leo XIV, apologized for the role the church played in legitimizing slavery during the colonial times. Most people will just read that and move on. Okay, they apologized. But I want you to wait a minute. If somebody is apologizing today for helping to shape a system centuries ago, shouldn't that make you pause and ask deeper questions? Because slavery was not just physical. That is the part many people still don't sit with. Physical slavery shaped the body, but mental slavery shaped the mind. And honestly, the second one lasts longer. Because think about it. If people come into your land, take your resources and control your systems, wouldn't it also make sense to influence how people think? Like how they see themselves, how they respond to power, and how they react to suffering? So now ask yourself honestly, some of the things we were taught, who truly benefited from them? Like how people are told, don't resist, or just endure everything, or turn the other cheek, or leave everything to God. I want you to think deeply. If somebody is actually taking from you, and your response is just silence, waiting, and endurance, who benefits from that? Are you the one? Or is it the people who are controlling the situation? Now, this is where people get emotional instead of them to think. Because nobody wants to admit that a system can shape generations mentally. But I want you to look around Africa and look deeply. How many people today know more about Europe than their own history? How many people can explain foreign traditions but cannot explain their own ancestry? How many people inherited shame about themselves without even realizing where it came from? And the craziest part is that a lot of it became normal because people just stopped questioning. Even division became normal, like tribe against tribe, black against black, and people fighting people that look just exactly like them, while larger systems stayed untouched. Look at what is happening in places like South Africa today. Africans are chasing Africans away and calling them outsiders, while the deeper structure of power remains standing. How do people go from being divided externally to being divided internally themselves? Now, that kind of confusion does not happen overnight. So this is me saying, learn to ask questions, learn to think deeper, learn to observe what shapes your mind. Because if you never question what you were taught, you will spend your whole life defending ideas that you never even examined yourself. And maybe that's where freedom begins. Not just political freedom, but mental freedom. The ability to stop and ask, why do I believe this? Where do this idea come from? Who benefits if I keep thinking this way? Because when you start asking these questions, you stop moving automatically and you start becoming conscious. So yeah, you are who you were taught to be. A lot of what you call you may simply be programming repeated long enough that now feels natural. Maybe the real journey is not becoming somebody new. Maybe it is you now saying clearly what was placed on your mind from the beginning.